Hello and welcome to the Let's Talk Football channel. Today we've got the Stoke review and preview as normal. So we'll start off with reviewing... Well, actually, before I get into that, I'll let Ethan talk about exactly what we're going to be going through in today's show.
So, on the Stoke review slash preview, it's going to be our last preview.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of the season, because our last game of the season is against Bournemouth. So, that's that. So, today we're going to be reviewing the 2-0 loss against QPR. Then we're going to the play ratings of that game. Then we're going to be doing the preview of Bournemouth versus Stoke. And then the last 4 games for both teams. Then the preferred lineups. Then the score prediction. And then since today was on Sunday was a nightmare for Man United versus Liverpool, we're going to go on give quick thoughts on the Man United versus Liverpool being postponed due to the fans protesting.
Yeah. So, should be a good one, and we'll get straight into it, starting off with reviewing an absolute monstrosity of a game. Just quickly, my view on this is that Stoke basically have lost it. I think O'Neill has lost the players a little bit because they don't seem to be doing what he's trying to instill in them like they were at the beginning of the season, at the first half of the season. I think we've turned into an absolute disaster. And I'm not going to go into too specifically because we'll have play ratings for that, but just quickly, your brief thoughts on the game?
It was a crap game to watch, to be fair. As me, you and Twig watched it. And to be honest, it was just sloppy mistakes in the game, especially the first one.
And can I just jump in there? This is how bad it was, guys, yeah? It was that bad that once QPR scored the second goal, Ethan couldn't even take it, right? He stopped watching it and he said, "I've had enough of this, mate." Literally, I had a message from him that all it said was, "Had enough, sorry." That's all. That sums up Stoke's season. Had enough, sorry. Them 3 words sum up Stoke's seasons. That's how bad Stoke were that it forced Ethan to not even be able to watch it anymore once that second goal went in. And understandably so as well. I struggled watching the rest of it, to be honest.
I mean, I'm glad I didn't, because apparently Stoke, Vokes had a sitter.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
So I'm glad I didn't watch that, but I'll probably watch the highlights of him missing that, and I'll be screaming. So, yeah, great.
Right. Well, we'll get straight into it then now. We'll go into the player ratings, starting with your player ratings then, Ethan.
So, yet again, we started with Davies in goal. Even though he conceded 2, he had a fine low save to stop Austin midway through the second half. And to be honest, he had no chances for the goals, to be fair. So I'm just going to give him a 6. Smith, I think attackingly he could have been better. But he did get into good positions down the right at times. So I'll give him slap bang average of 5. I think with our centre backs though, probably the worst performance this season for both centre backs, especially. Daibat, yes, he got like a vital tackle at full stretch to stop QPR slipping a third, but mate, you're 2-0 down, like, come on. And all he does is hoofball. We've said it time and time again. All he does is hoofball. Hoofs it up. And it's frustrating to watch because there's no point. You may as well just try and work your way through it than not trying to do the old classic Stoke and hoofing it up, because it's not the modern day game anymore. hopefully not up and hoping for something. I'm gonna give him a 4 though. Suter, he was charging forward. Well, to say charging, jogging, and loses the ball, and we concede on the first goal. So I'm gonna give him a 3. He was shocking, to be honest. I didn't see him win any aerial battle whatsoever. And yeah, I'll give him a 3. Norrington Davies, I thought he was really sloppy. I think he had a few misplaced passes in the first half. But I've no clue what happened in the second half, obviously, because I left after the second goal midway through. So I'll give him a 5. Moving on to the midfield. So we'll go to Mikel. Showed a bit of quality and composure, but again, he was just too relaxed. As we were saying in between the game, because of Mikel's lack of intensity, he's lethargic almost.
Yeah.
And he wasn't particularly on show anywhere else. So I'll give him a 5. Then going on to Clucas, helped a bit more, going more attacking from midfield for Stoke. And I think if Clucas is fit next season, we'll be looking at a good Clucas, because he's been playing decent, to be fair, in his recent games, even though we've lost most of them. I'll give him a 6 though. Powell, you can't really rate it because he came off early, 14 minutes in, which is really frustrating because obviously he's been one of our best players of the season, or the best arguably. So I'm gonna give him a 6. Matondo, probably our best player on the pitch again. Showed some good pace, and I think there was one chance, where he turned the defender and kept running, but hit his shot side netting, which was a really good opportunity, but didn't have the shooting edge. But also he did have a couple of heavy touches, so because of that, I won't give him more than a 8. I'll give him a 7. Timon on the left wing could do with I'd say getting some shooting practice in on his right foot. Bloody hell! He had a snapshot and it went to Rosehead.
They went so far wide, man.
It did, honestly. So far, man. I'll give him a 5. Nothing else to say. Fletcher, you can't really fault Fletcher. He had some really had one good opportunity where he couldn't reach it, which is fair enough. If you can't reach the ball, you can't blame him, can you? If you can't reach it.
No.
So other than that, he didn't have any much good quality of delivery, and I think people saying Thompson should have been more with his crosses quality wise, should have been much more better. But we'll get on to Thompson in a minute. I'll give Fletcher a 5 though. So Thompson for Powell in the 14th minute, he had one missed shot, but in that chance he had a missed shot set up Matondo for a good chance. That's the only thing you could say, really. I mean, we've always said Thompson's bang average. This proves it, and why we wanted Powell on, but he got injured obviously early on, so you can't really blame Powell for anything, but you can just blame Thompson for not taking his opportunity and showing why he should be in the team. But he's bang average. Honestly, I would not like to see him play for Stoke next season. I'd like to see him on loan somewhere or get sold, honestly. But I don't think that'll happen. So I'll give Thompson a 5. Just bang average. I think it's the last sub, I think. Mm-hmm. No, it isn't. Got one more after that. So Brown for Fletcher, 56th minute. Shocking decision to bring off Fletcher, to be fair. Because Brown, he's been quite poor recently, and this game showed why he was poor. Like, when he got the ball, he just misplaced passes everywhere. He wasn't getting, like, any runs as much. And he got booked for a poor tackle on Dickey. And rightly so, to be fair. I'll give him a 4. Shocking. Vokes. I mean, we all hate Vokes. I'm going to say it now. I mean, we're going to hate him even more. Contender for Mr. of the Season. Just going to say it. I'm going to give him a 0. He doesn't even deserve to get rated. He came on for Smith in the 76th minute, so he did have about 14 minutes plus added time to show something, and he could have showed something, and Stoke would have gave him the benefit of doubt. But no, he had to fuck it up again. So I'm going to give him a 0.
Very, very nice ratings there from Ethan. I'll move on to mine then. So, starting off with Davies then, didn't really do too much wrong, couldn't do much for the 2 goals, but, you know, I can't really give anything too hard though. It's still not a clean sheet, unfortunately, for him. So, I'll give him a 6. Although, actually, I just remembered, he had that unbelievable save, didn't he? Remember that? Yeah, I forgot about that. I'll give him a 7 then, to be fair. That was an unbelievable save. He did have a couple got really good saves. So I'll give him a 7. 19 Davies was decent, but yeah, I mean, just not enough done up that left side though, really. Give us 6. Smith could have done more on the attack, but then also needs to get better at tracking back, because he's going forward, and then I don't know whether it's because he's not quick enough or what, but he's exposing the defence, because when the winger then comes down, he's still up there and he's not quick enough to get back. So then one of the defenders, one of the centre backs has to come out, and then you're pulling out a player, and it's just not. It's like with Davies, he gets back, he makes sure he's back, even though he goes forward. Smith has got to develop some sort of system where he can go forward, but can make sure that he should be in and around the defensive line when they're attacking, because it does expose the defence too much. I'll give him a 6 though. Danny Bat didn't really show anything, but he's not good enough, as he's a waste of time. He's a centre-back that isn't really a centre-back, that isn't really a professional footballer, but I'll give him a 2, because I don't really care about Danny Bat, to be honest. I don't really care about your career, so I'll give you a 2. Suter, what a joke of a mistake. I mean, what's this, some sort of circus that he's trying to run? I mean, it's just taking the mick, isn't it, really? Doing that. It's like he's strolling with the ball. He's strolling with it. It's like he's walking down to the shopping centre. He's got his handbags out. He's just strolling. What a lovely day. Look at that bird over there. Oh, bloody, is that Charlie Austin? Oh, sorry, guys. I was just looking at that beautiful little bird that was flying in the sky past me. What's he doing? Why is he losing concentration like that? He's strolling forward and he gives the ball away like that. And that sets us off to lose. So unfortunately, Suter, I'm going to have to give you a 1, because it's not good enough. Not good enough. What a silly mistake. And it set us up to lose, mate. So I'm going to have to give you a 1 there. John Obi Mikel. I mean, he did all right, but just the same thing, like I said, again, he's too relaxed, which means he does give away the odd pass because he's too relaxed. I think it's because he might be in his retirement years. But I'm going to give him a 6. Timon needs to get, like you're saying, a bit better with his shooting, really. But, I mean, yeah, just not much going on down there, really, to be honest. I'll just give him a 5. Matondo did actually have a couple of good runs, but unfortunately for him, they never amounted to anything. But I'll give him a 7 for his effort. Lucas looks good in midfield, and it'll be nice to have him hopefully playing, gaming, week in, week out next season. Hopefully no more injuries for him. I'll give him a 7. Powell got injured so early on, I can't really give him anything other than a 5. He didn't have enough time to show anything, so I'll just give him a standard 5. Fletcher up top, couldn't really fault him, to be honest. He had, like you said, he had one chance, but he did try and stretch for it, couldn't quite get there. Not really his fault, but he didn't really get shown it. He didn't really get given many chances because we just weren't good enough at breaking through in the final third. So I'll just have to give him a standard 5, I think. But moving on, the subs then. Jordan Thompson, who came on pretty early for Nick Powell within the first 15 minutes. Didn't really show anything, just made a couple of mistakes, but he just doesn't really add much or bring anything to the midfield. As we've already stated so many times, he wasn't effective, and he had plenty of time, nearly a full game really, to do something, and he didn't. So I'm just going to give him a 4. Jacob Brown came on for Stephen Fletcher. Don't really understand why we are subbing off our best striker 55 or so minutes in. Doesn't really make much sense to me. If it was maybe 65, 70 minutes, I could completely understand. 55 minutes? What is that about? 10 minutes into the first half? What is that about? And then for Jacob Brown as well, who's useless, by the way. And Jacob Brown again. Jacob Brown, in that game against QPR, showed what Jacob Brown is all about. And Jacob Brown is all about being absolutely useless going forward. And that's exactly what he was against QPR. He proves my point every single game. And yeah, he didn't do anything, ineffective, gave away the ball a couple of times, didn't give us any sort of attacking threat, and for that I'm going to give him a 3. So then Smith came off, and Vokes came on, going more attacking last 15 minutes, because that's what you do. You wait for the last 14 or so minutes and then decide to go more attacking for a goal when you're 2-0 down. Yeah. So Vokes has come on. He had 2 good chances, both of which he threw away. But we always knew that Vokes, we've known for a long time that Vokes isn't good enough, that Vokes shouldn't be getting played anymore. But unfortunately, we're in a position where we have to watch him come on time and time again every game. So yeah, I'm just gonna give him, I'll just give him a 2. It's just not very good. But that's all I can say about that. So that they are the player ratings. So now we move on to previewing Bournemouth against Stoke. Bournemouth are at home. It's 12:30 kickoff on the 8th of May, on the Saturday. So we're just going to quickly look at the last 4 games for both teams just to give an idea of what we're going in for. We'll start off with Bournemouth, since they are the home side. So Bournemouth, on the 17th of April, went away to Norwich and got a 3-1 win. That was helped by the fact that Norwich did get a red card, but still was a very good performance from Bournemouth. Then Bournemouth went away again, this time to the Den in Millwall, and got a 4-1 win. So at that point, it's looking very good for Bournemouth. But then they got a very poor result because they were at home against Brentford and lost 1-0. And I say it was poor because I watched the game and Brentford were down to 10 men. and still ended up scoring against them and winning. So that was pretty poor when you bring that factor into it. And then after that, on the 1st of May, they then went away to Wickham and got a 1-0 loss. So interesting for Bournemouth. 2 wins, 2 losses. The first 2 being glorious victories and the second 2 being rather disappointing, to say the least. Are Bournemouth set to go on a bad run to finish off the season? I don't know, but it's looking like a little bit of a downward slope. Looking at Stoke then. Stoke got a 0-0 draw at home against Preston. Then Stoke at home against Coventry lost 3-2. Stoke lost 3-2 in that one. Stoke then went away to Nottingham Forest and got a 1-1 draw. And then Stoke at home against QPR lost 2-0. Stoke did. So Stoke, in summary, in their last 4 games, have got 2 draws and 2 losses. Wow, how impressive. Congratulations. So, yeah, that sort of gives you a little idea of what we're in for then. And we'll just keep going to our preferred lineup. So I'm going to let Ethan start with what starting XI, he would play for the last game of this campaign.
I mean, in goal, I'm going to start Davies. Then centre-backs, I'm going to go with... Who would you go at centre-back now? Now you've seen Suter do that. Fucking hell.
Ooh, he's thinking.
Honestly, I'd play the 2 young lads. What are their names now? Well, I know one's Coates, and the other one that came on.
Connor Taylor.
I want them to ascend. Me as well. It's the last game of the season. Why not? Right back Smith, left back Norton Davies. Then 3 in midfield of Clucas, McCall and Powell. If he's fit, I'm guessing he is.
Yeah, just go with he's fit. It's fine.
So left wing, I'll give him Norton. Then right wing, I'll give him Matondo, and striker, I'll go with Fletcher.
Well, I mean, I'd come up with a preferred lineup before we'd started this podcast, and I don't know, Ethan just seems to read my mind because I gave him no hints of what I was going to go with, and he's gone with exactly the same flipping team. Because my preferred XI, which I came up with, was Davies, Smith right back, Norrington Davies left back, and I thought, you know what? Chuck Coates and Taylor in, because it's the last game of the season. Exactly what Ethan said. Then my 3 in the middle would be Clucas, McCall and Powell. I went with Norton on the left as well as Ethan, Matondo on the right, and Fletcher up front. So exactly the same lineup. So even when I make a couple of changes to my lineup, Ethan happens to read my mind and make the same changes. There you go.
Thing is, we haven't even mentioned the team lineup or anything.
No, I deliberately don't talk to Ethan about this before the pod to try and ensure that it might be a bit more different. We don't talk about it to each other, man. It's just ended up being the same. As I said last episode, great minds think alike. So there you go,
yeah, mate. Let's go.
Right. We'll move on then to the score prediction. So Bournemouth at home against Stoke. What do you think the score will be?
To be fair, even though Bournemouth in the last 2 games have been poor recently, you can't doubt them of getting a win against Stoke since we're on a poor run as well. Because Bournemouth are a class side on their day. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win with Bournemouth.
All right, then. I don't like to be negative, guys, but I think Bournemouth are going to give us a bit of a pumping, and I'm going to say 4-0 Bournemouth. We're well off it, and I think this is a perfect opportunity for Bournemouth to bounce back just before playoffs, and I think Stoke will give them that opportunity because we've been so bad. So I'm going to go 4-0 Bournemouth. Don't like doing that, but Stoke have put me in that position, so don't blame me, blame Stoke. Moving on then to the final topic before we end this podcast, which is obviously today, United were going to be facing their bitter rivals, Liverpool, one of the biggest games for world football. It was going to be at Old Trafford, United, the home side for this one. Millions of fans all around the globe, let's be honest, anticipating this game. You've got Sky Sports meant to be covering this game. But fans, broke into the stadium, got onto the pitch, and the game, it got that bad that, due to safety concerns and etc., the game had to be postponed. So that's, obviously affected a lot of people and the coverage, like Sky and stuff like that, because they haven't been able to showcase a game which wanted to be watched by millions. But what did you think about that, Ethan? And what did you think about those fans that did that?
To be fair, I don't think it's the right way to actually get to the owners. I think stopping your team to actually play a game, like a big game as well. I wouldn't say fans want to stop a game to fight for the football. They just stopped it just for the lasers.
Yeah.
And I think that's a bit unfair as well, on the players as well. But saying that, when they did clear it, they did have an opportunity to get on the bus and forget the whole thing happened, but they didn't, which I thought was a bit naff, really. I thought they could have done it, but
yeah,
it's modern day football nowadays, and I think as well, I think Sky did really well to handle the situation, because they were talking about what's happening with the teams and all that after.
Yeah.
So they did a good job on that. But with the situation with United and all the Super League, it just needs to calm down a bit, I think, as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think with the whole situation, though, I think Gary Neville was really passionate about it, saying to the people on Sky at home, to the viewers, talking about they need to start pushing for it and get on the phones and try and stop this and get together as a community to actually stop this, because it's going to happen again.
Yeah.
So I think they need to listen to Gary Neville and everyone come as a community, because don't forget, it's not just the Premier League clubs that are affected by this, it's the FL, League 1, League 2 as well.
Yeah.
Everyone's affected in the English league, and we can't forget the all the other clubs in the Liga and the French and the Ligue 1 and Bundesliga and the Dutch league as well, who are coming into it as well. So I think everyone, world football, needs to come as a community together to stop this, because it's going to happen again.
Yeah. So, yeah, fair enough. Well, personally, my opinion on this about those United fans, I think what they did today was a disgrace. I'm absolutely joking Well done to United fans. Absolutely fantastic work today. And I'm not even joking. Because you know what, mate, right? The Premier League come out and they talk a load of rubbish after what happened today. They say, explore, you can voice your opinion through other avenues. Can you really? Really? We've tried. Fans have tried doing it through other avenues. And did he listen? No, they don't. No, they don't. How else can you do it? What, on social media? Yeah, because they're going to listen, aren't they? No, they don't. They never do, right? What they've done today, they've stopped one of the biggest games in world football. There's no better way to get an owner's attention than doing that. No better way. Because you've stopped one of the biggest games of football. You've stopped Sky Sports being able to show a game that would have made them millions. You've stopped fans all over the globe watching the game. You have literally silenced United and Liverpool today. And there's no better way that you could get somebody's attention than doing that. Money taken out of pockets and people will listen. So you know what? No, I don't condone. By the way, I don't condone illegal behaviour. I don't. However, if you want to get the attention of the people in power, you need to stop them in the tracks. And there's no better way to stop them than stopping the game completely. So, you know what? And as well, none of the fans were violent when they were on the pitch. It was a peaceful protest on the pitch. So, you know what? To all those United fans that went on that pitch today, well done. Well done. Because you were trying to do something for football. And I genuinely do support that. I agree with what DT said. I watched what he said. He praised United fans for it. He said, don't condone illegal activity. And maybe, realistically, you shouldn't be going into the stadium. But it will get people's attention. And let's not forget... Exactly. And let's not forget... It's they're not just helping United by doing that, they're helping football by getting the attention of the people above. So I think I don't condone that sort of illegal activity. They shouldn't be breaking into the stadium. They shouldn't be doing that. That is wrong. But at the same time, I would say fair enough to United fans for at least doing something which nobody can ignore. So, yeah, that would be my view on that. So, next time, don't do it the illegal way, but fair enough.
I will say, though, the security was terrible. They just walked in.
Yeah, I know, I've seen about that.
Just walked in. How are you going to let that happen?
I know, yeah, it's a bit of a joke, really.
That big stadium as well, joke. Honestly,
yeah, it's a bit of a joke. Yeah, it's a bit of a joke, that, really. Well, that is our views on that then. And that is everything for today's show. So, we hope you enjoyed listening to this, because we certainly enjoyed making it. If you did enjoy listening to this, and please like and subscribe. Our next video, actually, just quickly before I forget, our next video will be the European video. So that'll be coming out later on in the week, where we will be going through the semi-finals of the Champions League and the Europa League. So that'll be interesting. The second leg, discussing the big final. So that'll be a good one. But that'll be coming up soon. Later on in the week, that'll be the next one. And if you've got any thoughts, comments, suggestions, ideas, tips, etc., then just put it in the comment section down below. And as well, thank you for all the support we've had recently. We do really, really appreciate it. And I'm just going to go to Ethan to let him add something before we go.
Yeah, so, thanks for all the support. Yeah, and subscribe to the channel and like the video and comment down below your suggestions and your thoughts on the Man United and Liverpool situation with the fans protesting. And I will add as well that we have hit 2k views on the podcast channel. today. So way up the lads.
Hey.
Yeah, but if you do subscribe, you will get some good content coming out every week, and who knows, we could be upping the quality of the videos, maybe, if we do get some more subscribers. And that's all from me.
Yeah, all right, guys. We'll see you in the next one.